Okay. I'm not sure I'm going to do this yet. It's just something that's on my mind, and I'm not sure if it's just going to stay with me or go to somebody else or what. But, you know. I also want to have this just to make sure I remember, because it's really important. If you hear my cat, she's just really excited about her toys. She has her very special toys over there, so she's excited. Okay. Okay, so what has been interesting today is I have felt really, like, bad. I'm currently, like, pursuing my career, and I feel really excited about it, and I'm trying to, like, start fresh and do it the way I want to do it. And it's been weird because this past week it just hasn't felt good. There's just been a lot of challenges, like, whether it be my computer actually, like, freezing up on me when I'm trying to work on it, or being distracted by a bunch of stuff, or, like, other life challenges, things like that. And, like, in doing that, I, like, realized I just needed to, like, adjust, like, how I'm doing stuff for the day, right? Like, I need to have more balance. I can't just fucking grind in a video. Like, that's what I used to do, and I shouldn't do that anymore, right? And I've wanted to make and work on video, and it's just taking a long time because it's long, and there's a lot I want to do with it, and every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, here's something else I can do, and that takes like an hour to do like 15 seconds of stuff, which is just very me, very on brand for me. So, in the spirit of like, okay, I just need to have more balance or whatever, I'm going to try to do something for me. I realize this is off a little bit, and I'm going to fix it. Oh. So I've like been trying to do like self-care stuff today. Like I like took a shower or whatever, and I decided I want to make a cake. But I don't have I don't have any money right now. Like, I'm waiting for stuff to straighten out with that, which is like a larger stressor of mine, right? Like, I'm trying to get my stuff together so that way I can have money. And it's hard because, like, while I'm working on this, I'm like, I don't have money, and like, if I make, like, once I finish this thing, then I'll have money in theory. And that's a whole stressor, and like, it's also made it harder to work on the thing, so like, it just becomes a whole loop, right? So I'm like, okay, well, we'll focus on feeling good, so I'll make a cake, but I don't have butter or milk to make the cake, so I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm still gonna do this because I'm in charge of my life, and I'm gonna do my own thing. So I make this Depression-era cake, and I actually felt like really proud of myself for like thinking about how to do it, and like what things I had and didn't have, and like something I really actually enjoy is baking. I do love baking. I don't do it all the time because it's expensive usually, because you need a lot of like expensive ingredients like dairy products and stuff. So, and I just haven't really done that in a little bit. So I was trying to do it because I wanted to. And I like had fun with it, and I like that in the process of that, it helped me like clean the kitchen. I like ended up talking to my mom, did so much today, and it's been really good. And I make this cake, and I even like I learned how to double boil today because I also still don't have butter or milk for frosting, so I was like, okay, let's try to find a frosting that doesn't incorporate either of those. So I like end up making like this marshmallow fucking frosting, which I had to like put in the I made the double broiler, and it like basically I have to like mix it for 7 minutes on the broiler, so like my hand mixer that I have is like, it's so hot that it's burning my hand, so I have to keep switching hands and like where I'm holding the actual broiler to do it, because I'm so like intent on actually like doing this thing and like making it happen. And I'm pretty proud of that, honestly. Like, the fact I just have a determination that I always fucking forget about, because I push really hard through a lot of different things, and I get really frustrated when I don't, or I can't do a thing. Like, this week has just been a lot of like just setbacks on like whether it be my mental health or whatever, and I just can't. I'm just like, I'm getting like, and I don't perceive myself as making progress, even though I've been working on this thing for like this particular, like just editing a week, this entire thing like over a month, and also years of like up to since I was like 10 or whatever, I've been wanting to do this thing, and I've had different stops and starts, and I've internalized those things, but like today I just decided I want to make a cake, and I put together shit to make it happen in the span of like an hour or so, right? And I make the cake and it looks good. Like, it looks good. The frosting also looks good. And I, like, combine flavors to think about. Like, it was like a coffee chocolate cake and like, maple marshmallow frosting. And I'm like, okay, those flavors would go together. And I do all this work. And then I'm like, okay, now that I've done all this work, let me just get back to editing. And my fucking computer, like, is having a shit fit. Like, it just won't do it. And I'm like, okay, well, at least I'll have dessert later. And I get no dessert, and I, like, do the cake. And it just tastes horrid. It tastes awful. It is horrific. And, like, it's just a bad fucking scene. And, like, I get really upset about it in the sense of, like, the cake sucks, I'm trying my hardest and I'm doing my thing, and, like, why hasn't, if I've done all this work, and I've been, like, this past year has been so hard, and I have grown so much, and I have, like, been trying to do things that are, like, actually within my, like, within what I want to do, like, taking action towards it, which I don't think I've ever really done. Not to the extent that I'm doing it now, where I feel like my entire ethos of being is, like, walking in one direction, because I've, like, done so much stupid work on trying to make sure I'm okay and going towards what I want and thinking about it and, like, making effort and, like, so, like, in all that frustration, I, like, am just, like, so angry, and I'm journaling, I, like, take a second, I'm just frustrated, because, like, it's just been a week of, like, setback after setback. And I think about it, I'm like, why hasn't the fucking ship come in yet? Like, why haven't I gotten at least, like, some confirmation from, like, the universe at large? If I'm supposed to be doing the thing, if I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, then, like, why hasn't it shown up yet? And I think about it for a second. And I realize that there's been a lot of things that have come in that I've wanted. But because I've been growing so much, and because I've been, like, figuring out and refining what I actually want, those things, like, by the time they get there, I'm like, I don't really think it's my thing. And it's just happening faster than it ever has in my life. Used to be that I would, like, stay in a bad situation and be, like, okay with the fact that it was a bad situation and that there's some parts that I like about it, but not so much. Now I just don't even, like, walk towards that stuff. Like, basically, like, a job opportunity that I don't think is good for me, or getting another credit card, which isn't good for me, but, like, it would be, like, immediate, like, money. And, like, there's, like, these situations, and I think about it, and I'm like, oh, I've grown past those, and I'm growing really fast. And, like, hopefully I will, like, be able to, like, with all this refinement, and with all of these things, that's the journey. You're supposed to be, like, you're not so much discovering all the things that you're not happy with. You're finding the things that you like, and then shaping the journey of where you want to go from there. And I've never thought about it that way before. My whole life has been so much of, like, looking at the bad situation or trying to make the best out of a bad situation. And I've had a lot of, like, really shitty things that have happened across nearly 3 decades of being alive. And there were a lot of good moments within that have helped shape what I want now. And that isn't to say that bad shit didn't happen. That isn't to say that, like, I didn't make bad shit happen. Because I totally fucking did. I totally was, like, an asshole plenty of times and made things, like, go sideways. But in all that process, I'm able to figure out, like, what I actually want and what I'm going for faster than I ever have. And that's what they mean when they say, like, it's not about the journey, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I've always fucking hated that, because I'm always in the middle of, like, it being the worst, and I'm like, when the fuck is it gonna get better? And the truth is that it's constantly getting better all the time. Because there's a million beautiful moments and a lot of shitty ones. And sorry, she's so beautiful. Look at her. I love her. And I don't think I got that until right now. So if I can save anyone any time, here's your fucking sign. Anyway, I think that's all I've got to say. But important notes: cake doesn't taste great without milk or butter or a substitute of some kind. If you just make it with like vinegar and baking soda, it's probably not gonna taste good. Just because, you know how it is, man. It's the depression, and like, there's a reason why we don't make cakes that way. We had 100 years to decide if that was the way we want to make cakes, and we decided to leave that in 1920. Like, I think it's really funny. It's like, I guess it's something. I've like done zucchini cakes and stuff, but it always includes like something more than butter. And then, yeah, if it's bad right now, thank yourself for knowing that it's bad right now, because A, you have the awareness to know what good looks like, which isn't a given. You also have the awareness to know that you could actually feel it, so you know where you need to go, right? Because there's a lot of people who don't look at those things at all. A lot of people who put that down, including me, for a long time. If you feel bad, it's because you want better, and like that, your body cares about you and wants you to not feel bad. And also, now you have guidance on where to go next. It's just a constant journey of you finding the thing that you want next. I feel like a lot of people have probably said things in a lot of different ways, and I've just never heard it said that way. So let's hope that this is handy for anyone. I just feel really thankful and grateful for all the things that are good, including my cats, my friends, my family. It's been really hard, and I'm just really happy that, like, I really know what I want right now, because a lot of bad stuff has happened. But, like, that means that I'm walking towards the stuff that is really good. Let's hope by the time I get there, it's not something I don't want, but, like, when we talk about, like, pain being temporary, or, like, trying to clarify this thought because I'm thinking about it. I feel like the thing is that, like, I've never jived with, like, Buddhism in the sense of, like, them saying, like, ooh, just, like, accept that, like, life is pain, which feels very, like, dissociative and, like, not whatever. But there is, like, a value of, like, you're going to experience pain in this life because you actually give a shit about being alive and don't want to hate life. That to me seems more on brand with for me, at least at this time, because I've tried a lot of different things and a lot of different fucking challenge. Like, I've experienced a lot of different setbacks with a lot of different methodologies, and I never really tried just like looking at what's working and what's not, and knowing that I could just tweak it, because I've never felt like I could have the opportunity to do that in my life. So yeah. You have the ability to, like, know what you need and what you don't need. That's pretty cool. No one can take that away from you, unless you're on, like, extreme painkillers, or unconscious, I guess. But even then, your dreams are probably telling you the same shit. No one can tell you what you want. It's why, like, sometimes when people give you advice that it's not right, you're like, that's because you know what you want. I have so much I want to make and do, and I'm really excited about it. And, like, right now, I just don't have, like, the butter or the milk to make them. But, like, one day I'll be able to go to the store and get those things, you know? And that's really exciting. So, yeah, I feel okay right now.